Hi everyone, I'm doing this video because I was going to buy a Bazaar item and realized that it was not good value for money. So I thought I should share it with everyone else so that you don't make the same mistake that I was about to make, and hopefully it will help you. Just to give you a bit of background, I am a P2P player. I have been playing Lords Mobile for 6 months now and I'm a level 25 castle. I've unlocked T4, so I've spent a bit of money, but I've recently been cutting back on the spend on Lords Mobile. So I wait for Bazaar items because they are supposedly 80% off, and I thought that was good value. So I wait for them to buy them, and I was going to buy this pack, but then I was like, hey there, wait a minute, that doesn't look like good value for money. Let's see what I mean, right? So the pack for today is basically the 27th of April 2020, and this is the pack that is available. As you can see, it's 4600 LKR, which is my local currency. Don't worry about the currency too much because in comparative terms, your currency will also be comparatively proportionate to what I'm looking at. So this is roughly 25 US dollars for those of you who want to know. And if I look at this, it's a speed up training pack, and it's also got some resources. So let's actually see what exactly we are getting at and try to put a number and try to value this in some form, yeah, and compare it with something else. So the speed up trainings we are getting is how much speed ups are we going to get out of the total pack. So you've got 40 24 hours, so that's 40 days. You've got 58 hours speed ups, which works out to 400 hours, which is about 16 to 17, 16 and a half to 17 days. So let's say 17 to keep it nice and simple. And then you've got 3 hour speed ups, you've got 50 of them, and that's 150 hours, which is approximately a little over 6 days, 6.25 days to be exact. So in total, you're getting about 64 days, a little less than 64 days of speed up trainings overall on this pack. So there's nothing else in terms of speed ups. There's some resources which we will get back to. So let's compare this with the daily pack that you can get on the standard daily packs that you would buy, which is the boot camp pack, right? So the boot camp pack is 3100 LKR, which is about 30% cheaper than the Bazaar pack that we just looked at. Let's see what we get for that. Same thing, speed up trainings, and you've got some resources at the end. So let's look at the speed up trainings for first comparison. So you've got 50 24 hours, so that's 50 days. You've got 68 hours, which is another 20 days. And you've got 63 hours, which is about 7.5 days. So in total, that works out to 50 plus 20 plus 7.5, which is 77.5 days, as compared to 64 days that I was getting on the Bazaar item, right? And the Bazaar item was supposedly 80% off, and this is only 50% off. But on training alone, this is more value than that. But let's see whether the Bazaar item has something better in terms of resources compared to this. Let's go back, open up Bazaar item again, and go into the details and see how much resources I'm actually getting. So we start with the food. So I'm getting 2 million into 65, which is 130 million food. And for the other resources except for gold, you're getting 500,000 into 65, which is essentially 32.5 million of each of those resources. And when you come to gold, you've got 200k into 65, which is essentially 13 million gold, right? So let's remind you again, 130 million food, 32.5 million of each of the other resources, and 13 million gold. Now let's compare that to what we get on the normal boot camp pack. So they are the resources that I'm going to get. If we start with the food, I've got 6 million into 20, which is essentially 120 million. So that's 120 million versus 130 million that I was getting in the Bazaar. So the Bazaar is better. You get 10 million more food in the Bazaar, right? Wait up. There's more. But if you look at the other resources, you've got 5 million into 20 here, which is 100 million of each of the other resources, except for gold. Right, so you got 100 million of each of the other resources as opposed to only 32.5 million that I was getting on the Bazaar item, right? And then if I go into gold, which is for me is the most important resource, You've got 2 million into 20, which is 40 million gold, as opposed to 13 million gold that I was getting on the Bazaar item, right? So conclusion, I get more speed up trainings, right? More than 10 days more, right? And I get a lot more resources in the boot camp for 30% less price than the Bazaar. And that's not all, guys. That's not all. Hold on. I also get a blue bonus here, which my guildmates can enjoy. Plus, I'm also getting 6 different types of chests, 50 of each. So 300 chests to open that I'm not getting in the Bazaar item. I'm also getting a training boost, 20%, 2 of those. And 8,000 gems on top of that, right? For 30% less than the Bazaar item. The Bazaar item, if I go back into it just to show you, only has the speed ups, which are less than what I'm getting in the other pack, and resources, also less resources that I'm getting here for a bigger price. So I don't know how IGG does their pricing and how they come up with this 80% discount number, but I don't think we should just listen to them. So I think everyone should do their own numbers, own calculations, and that's the whole objective of me uploading this video. I have my own pricing system that I use for every pack to see which is the most valuable. I convert it into gems and then put a value against it and see, well, am I getting good value for money or not? If you think that will be useful for you, I'm happy to do another video on that. And also I can even do an Excel spreadsheet which will allow you to put in your own currency for the different packs that are available and see which is the best value for you. Leave a comment on there letting me know if you'd like me to do that, and I will try and put some time into doing that for you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, leave a comment. I'm very new to this, so any feedback would be appreciated. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.